In 2013, the lively streets of Enugu were filled with the chatter of students and the hum of hopeful dreams. Amarachi walked through the busy sidewalks holding her books, her heart full of expectations as she waited for her admission to be processed. Life felt peaceful and predictable until one ordinary afternoon changed everything. She met a young man who approached her with confidence and asked her out. She gently refused, but somehow, a friendship began. It was nothing serious, just simple greetings, light conversations, and occasional visits to his small apartment where the standing fan hummed softly and the curtains swayed in the afternoon breeze. Everything felt normal, safe, familiar. But one day, the calm setting of that apartment turned into the beginning of her deepest pain. The atmosphere was different, heavier. Before Amarachi could understand what was happening, her trust was shattered. He forcefully had his way with her, ignoring her voice, her fear, her pain. The world she thought she knew collapsed in that moment. She left broken, traumatized, and unable to make sense of what had happened. That night, she wept in silence, trying to hide the heartbreak that consumed her. 3 months later, in her family home lit by a dim yellow bulb, she stared at a pregnancy test with trembling hands. Tears rolled down her face as she confessed everything to her mother. Her mother confronted him, and he accepted responsibility with his lips, but never with his actions. He made promises to show up, to support her, to be present. But promises became excuses, and excuses became silence. Alone, under the rain in Enugu, she attended antenatal appointments with her hand on her growing belly, shielding her unborn child from the storm outside and the storm within her heart. When her daughter was born, the hospital lights glowed warmly. Amarachi held her baby girl close, realizing love could bloom even in the harshest of circumstances. 10 years passed. Her daughter grew into a bright JSS 3 student, walking to school with confidence. And through all those years, birthdays, illnesses, school feasts, the man who called himself a father never showed up once. Start, Amarachi moved to Lagos. The city greeted her with noise, opportunities, chaos, and a chance to rebuild. As she walked through bustling streets with her daughter, life slowly began to stabilize. Then, she met another man, gentle, warm, caring. He said he was a single father. He bought snacks for her daughter at roadside stalls, smiled often, and spoke of love and companionship. For the first time in a long while, Amarachi felt seen. Their bond grew. In a small Lagos restaurant filled with warm lights and quiet chatter, he held her hands and promised her a future filled with stability and affection. She believed him. But hundreds of kilometers away, in Ekiti, a truth waited in silence. He was already married. He had a wife, a home, a life he never mentioned. By the time the truth reached her, she was carrying his child. And when she confronted him, expecting at least remorse, he denied everything, denied knowing her, denied the baby, denied the moments they shared. Then he disappeared, relocating and erasing himself from her life completely. Despite her heartbreak, Amarachi chose courage once again. In the peaceful light of a hospital room, she delivered another beautiful baby girl. And so began her second journey of motherhood, 2 daughters, 2 responsibilities, one heart fighting to stay strong. Day after day, she braided their hair, cooked their meals, packed their school bags, worked late into the night, and prayed silently for strength. Every challenge she faced alone, yet every victory she achieved was multiplied because it was for her girls. Sometimes, at sunset, she climbed to a quiet rooftop in Lagos, watching the skyline glow orange. The wind brushed against her face as she reflected on everything she had lived through. The betrayals, the loneliness, the strength she never knew she possessed. She wondered if she had ever been at fault, but deep down, she knew the truth. She had only loved honestly and trusted innocently in a world that didn't treat her with the same sincerity. Now, she stands tall with her 2 daughters beside her. They are her joy, her proof of resilience, her reminder that light can rise from the darkest places. Her story is no longer one defined by pain, it is a story of survival, courage, and a woman who refused to be destroyed by the storm she didn't deserve. Her past may have wounded her, but her strength rebuilt her. And
today, she is asking, am I really at fault?